Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today for the 6 do's and don'ts of how to market your fashion business on social media. We're really excited to be here today in partnership with Human Bee to talk about just how you awesome fashion brands can really grow your business through social media marketing. So I just want to give you a really quick intro. I'm Rachel Garbett. I'm CEO and founder of MarketTap, and MarketTap provides marketing services for small to medium-sized businesses. And we're really a platform that allows you to go on, learn about our services, book them online, and manage the whole process through your account. So it really streamlines the way that you manage your marketing services and empowers you to become better at marketing. And I'm here today with one of our digital marketing specialists, Drew. Thank you.
Excited to be here. Excited to get stuck in.
Drew's also Irish, so sweet accent you get to listen to the whole time. All right, so to give you a little bit of context on really why we're here and why we felt that this webinar would be beneficial for you, Boaz and I were chatting a little bit about some of the common questions that we get and the common questions that he gets from all of his fashion clients. And really the number one question that we came upon was, how do I sell more online? And in today's environment where e-commerce sales are becoming more and more important for fashion brands, that really is the question. How do I sell more online? So some of the do's and don'ts that we're going to go over are really going to help to answer that question. Other questions that we're hoping to touch on today are, how do I increase my website traffic? How do I build a large following on social media? How can I successfully advertise online with a small budget? And how do I market to my target audience? And these are all really, really hot questions, and we're going to touch on all of them today. But I also just want to mention at this time that we're offering every single one of you a free 1-hour marketing call with a marketing specialist like Drew. So you can learn a little bit more about how these principles apply to your business, and we can more directly answer these questions as they relate to your business and your target audience. All right, so before we get into it, I just want to touch on a quick success story. And the Tailory, they are a custom clothing company in New York, and they are super hot, super cool, and they came to us because they were looking to increase the quality of their website traffic and bookings through their website. They wanted to, they have an online booking function and really want to streamline their business operations by spending less time on the phone booking appointments and more time delivering appointments because their client base felt empowered to book online. And through just organic tactics, we were able to really successfully help them increase their website traffic by 120% and increase their online bookings by 30%. Just fantastic. And we continue to work with them. We absolutely love working with really cool brands like this. So this is just one of many stories that we wanted to share with you in the upfront. All right, let's get right into it.
Now the fun stuff.
Now the fun stuff. You ready? So 3 do's, 3 don'ts. The 3 do's that we're going to touch on are: do advertise and retarget. Do focus on customer engagement. Do introduce Instagram shoppable feeds. And I'm really excited to talk about that one because it's so new, it's so cool, and it really helps you to monetize your Instagram presence. And then some don'ts. Don'ts are crucial because we want to try and avoid making some of the common mistakes that brands make in the digital age. So don't become inactive on social media. Don't forget to measure, and don't neglect product photography. This is such a visual industry. Photography and content is so important. Again, something I'm really, really excited to chat about. All right, so let's get right into the do's. So number 1 is advertise and retarget. And the reason this is so important in the digital age, specifically on social media, is because organic reach has declined so much for the past few years. And really, organic reach on Facebook is 2%, sometimes less. And that's really because there are so many advertisers that are leveraging the platform to reach their target audience that it's very competitive, it's very cluttered. And I would argue that maybe social media, specifically Facebook and Instagram, are almost like another advertising platform, and they're becoming less organic. So, thankfully, these platforms do provide us with a lot of options that can be really affordable in order to advertise and retarget successfully while not breaking the bank. So Drew's going to go into some of the things that you can do in order to advertise and retarget successfully.
Yeah, so to really echo what Rachel said there about organic reach slowing down and reducing a lot. I mean, I think back when it all started, it was a lot easier just to put out content organically and achieve great results through that, but it's becoming increasingly a pay-to-play environment. So I think that's really important takeaway here. So, when we start, we talk to clients and we try to understand, okay, what are their campaign objectives? What are they trying to do? Are they trying to build their email list? Are they trying to increase their website traffic, engagement, sales? From that, we look at your social channels. So we look, where you currently have a good presence, where is your audience engaged, where does your audience demographics match your target market, and we make our selection based upon that. And we build our targeting on the platform, and this is where I get really excited because there's just so many amazing things that you can do on these platforms. With Facebook, you can retarget website visitors. You can look at people who have abandoned cart and target them. You can target by interest, audience behavior, and you can get as granular as someone who's interested in fine jewelry. So it's really exciting for fashion brands and e-commerce brands. You create your content. One of the best techniques here is to create content that blends into feeds, walls, and timelines. Not so much blends as fits. That it fits the image sizes, fits the various elements there. And from there, we look at optimizing your social bidding strategy. So whether it's a cost per lead, cost per purchase, cost per 1,000 impressions, cost per click, and then really. Being a marketer is all about testing, A/B testing, looking at what works, looking at what audience works, and then refreshing from there.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, I mean, really, when it comes to advertising, one of the main reasons it's so crucial, would you say it's because of the targeting?
Yeah, I think really where Facebook and a lot of the social media platforms have been able to capture so much of digital advertising spends is because you can get so granular and you can really target your perfect target market. Yeah. You can create that. So for advertisers, for marketers, for business owners, it's really exciting, and we see fantastic results from that.
Yeah, and I think it also really comes back to your return on investment. So yes, you have to spend a little bit of money when you're advertising or when you're retargeting, but retargeting really comes around retargeting those who have viewed product on your site or those who have added product to cart and maybe haven't checked out. So we know they're interested, right? And they're a qualified customer, they haven't checked out, so we're just spending a little more to make that purchase happen.
Yeah, and I think we always recommend starting with a smaller budget and seeing what works and testing your target market. I mean, you don't have to go in with tens of thousands of dollars to be relevant here. You can start with a small spend and scale it up as you start to see results.
Yeah, that's a great point. You don't need a massive budget. And then, so our number 2 do is focus on customer engagement. Really, I think the bread and butter of social media channels is that two-way communication, building communities with high engagement. And it really doesn't matter how big or small your brand is. It's really important that you are present on social and that you are engaging with your customers. Not only is social an opportunity for your customers or prospective customers to engage with you, and they can ask you questions, they can like your product, they can comment on your posts, but it's really important for you to engage back. So whether that's responding to comments on your posts or reaching out to prospective customers and other accounts where you can create a conversation that might not have otherwise happened. All right, so Drew's going to get into a couple of other ways that you can focus on customer engagement.
Yeah, so I think with customer engagement in social media, you can really let your brand shine here. You can build rapport. You can show your personality and flair for what you do. Mm-hmm. Something we do a lot with MarketTop's own feeds is that we focus a lot on putting faces to names. We post our team, we post pictures of our team, and reinforce our company image through our social media. A lot of our brands, a lot of our clients, they run competitions through their feeds. That's a great way to boost engagement and make your followers feel that they're getting something for following you, and that there's a benefit there. produce high quality content. I really think that's important. It's not just about quantity, it's about quality too. So making sure that your posts are high caliber, they're relevant, they're witty, they're engaging, and something that will get a reaction. And to reward, once again, your followers for following you and interacting with your brands. I would add there as well that a lot of people, when they're doing their purchasing research now, they look at your social media, they want to see, okay, the reviews there, they want to see, what kind of brand are you, or are you a brand that they want to support? And so much research really, especially for the millennial generation, is done through social media.
Yeah, I want to reinforce the reviews. Reviews on social, specifically Facebook, are so important. That whenever it comes to making an online purchase, what's the first thing you do? When you're looking to make a purchase, maybe you've never purchased with that brand before, I instantly Google them and look for reviews, and your social reviews are actually pulled into your Google feed. So it makes a really, really big difference. Absolutely ask your customers for those reviews. Ask them for their feedback. All right, so our last do is Instagram shoppable feeds. So Instagram users, they are online shoppers. It's a proven stat, we know that. And even Iconosquare, they found that 70% of Instagram users have searched for a brand on Instagram, and 62% follow brands that they love. So, those are big stats, and that's just one source. There are lots of other sources, but really what Instagram shoppable feeds do is, we already know in the fashion world, Instagram is the #1 channel for where your customers are, customer engagement. Most fashion brands just prefer it because it's visual, and we know that your customers are there. The only challenge with Instagram has been that you can't click through on images. With shoppable feeds, it creates really that frictionless purchasing experience where a potential customer can view that image, like that shirt, and instantly click through and shop it on your site. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Pretty new. So very excited to tell you a little bit more about how it works.
Yeah, and I think this is really a trend that we're seeing with a lot of the social media platforms. So you see with Facebook, they have their shop platform, Pinterest, buyable pins. I saw something recently where Snapchat are introducing sort of a virtual reality shopping thing that looks really cool. So I think really e-commerce and social media, that next step evolution is really about making that purchasing process frictionless, as Rachel said. So with shoppable posts, they integrate with Shopify BigCommerce. You can build your shopping feed, your product feed through your Facebook Business Manager.
Mm-hmm.
So you see this little shopping bag icon on the post. I saw actually recently with the Royal Wedding, one brand, a suit brand in the UK, I think they did a really cool thing where they actually matched the outfits to the celebrities, let's say David Beckham, and they had the little shoppable feed as well. So
that's so
cool. It was really I thought did a great job with sort of being relevant and using that new feature.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and your users, they can tap the image and view the product details. Pop-ups appear, the product names and price details, so they get all the information they need. When they tap on it, it opens a new page, and they can see more information, more images, and then they can shop, and it takes them directly to that product page. So it's super seamless, super frictionless, super cool, really.
Yeah, it is. It's so cool. And I just want to mention again, I mean, this is fairly new, so it's rolling out across a number of different e-commerce platforms like Shopify and BigCommerce. If this is something, if you're on Shopify or BigCommerce and this is something you haven't yet integrated, I strongly encourage you, take advantage of the 1-hour call that we're offering you. We can absolutely help you get this set up, show you how to do it. This is going to be a game changer for Instagram and the role that it plays really in your marketing strategy in driving sales to your site. All right, let's get into the don'ts. So number 1 is don't become inactive. We have a lot of clients who come to us and they just go, look, I think I should be on social. I know it's important. I don't have time for it. I'm so busy. I have a million other things on my plate, and we get it. You wear many, many hats. You can't be a master of everything. And that's really where we can provide a ton of value is making sure that your social stays active, because having an inactive social account, it says a lot about your brand, and it can tell your customers that you don't want to engage with them, because social is the number one place that customers go to engage with brands, specifically in the fashion world. So you don't want to engage with them, you're unreachable, they might think you're no longer in business because you're not active, or maybe you just don't care that much about your online reputation. None of those things are positive, and none of those things are probably how you want your brand to be perceived. So don't become inactive on social, and here are some things that you can do.
Yeah, so I think the first thing is not to feel guilty. I mean, there's big brands, there's small businesses, there's everyone, can neglect social. So it's not, not something to feel too guilty about. We get it, you're busy. So let's kill the guilt now. Hire a third party to manage your social posting. I think sometimes small businesses think, oh, well, it's something I can do, or, okay, I might have let it slip, but I'll look after it more. I'll be more active, and I think they keep slipping back into inactivity. So if you find that that's the case, consider hiring someone to do it for you. Look at tools like Hootsuite. They let you schedule posts in advance, and that can allow you to front load the work into an hour or two. So there's templates. There's a lot of things out there that help you. Return with a vengeance. Start out with something that's engaging or funny. Consider throwing some money behind it as well, just a little bit to boost it, to get more engagement, to show that you're back in action. And ultimately, and this goes really for every marketing activity you do, start with something that's achievable. So maybe it's 2 to 3 times a week to start, and stick to that. It's like building any habit, any good habit. So start with what's manageable and build from it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Nothing else to add. So then the next don't forget to measure performance. And this is a really, really big one. I kind of think that we're like half communications people, really creative marketers, and then half analytics dorks. We love analytics because you can't manage what you don't measure. I just genuinely believe that. And for your social, in order to understand if it's really working for you, which channels are working best, which channels should you spend your time on, and where are you wasting maybe your money and your resources, you have to measure in order to understand what's working. So, some of the reasons it's really, really important to measure performance is to understand your best channel, to understand where you're reaching qualified people, or where your qualified people are and where they aren't, where your audience is growing and if it's growing, and if you're engaging with the right people, because ultimately we want to drive sales. That is our ultimate goal. Social is about engaging quality potential customers, driving them to your site in order to drive sales. We don't measure it. It's very hard to understand if social is doing its job for us.
Yeah, so I probably tend to err a little bit too much to the analytics deep diving. So Rachel sometimes has to pull me back and translate. But it's funny. You'll ask even big brands with the marketing team, what's your return on ad spend? What's your average cost per lead? And people don't really know these metrics, and they're crucial because they let you understand basically whether your marketing is providing a return, and that's a really fundamental question. So it goes back to deciding, okay, what are my goals here? Brand awareness, website traffic, sales, brand engagement, or all of them, and then tracking these goals. So we use a combination of tools. We use Google Analytics, and then with the social media platforms themselves for understanding audiences, for understanding engagement, we use the native analytics within the platforms. And then it really comes down to reviewing the performance regularly, testing to see what works, and repeating and repeating and repeating, and on and on.
Yeah. Do it every month. For sure, every month. Do not let a month go by where you're not measuring your performance. You don't have to do it daily. In fact, don't do it daily, because every day is different. We tend to track performance weekly and monthly and quarterly and annually. Those are the benchmarks in order to understand performance and how things are progressing. And our clients find that really, really helpful, because we can directly attribute how social is performing against how the overall company is performing, and see what kind of impact social is having. And the other thing I do really want to kind of reinforce is the native analytics platforms. There are tons of amazing tools, and we use a lot of them, but you don't have to. You don't have to spend a ton of money on analytics tools. You can use Facebook's native analytics. You can use Twitter's. Instagram's is still a work in progress. The metrics are fairly simple, but at least it gives you a good understanding of what's going on. So just take a look. If you have a business page, you have analytics, take a look on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual basis.
Yeah, and that's something that we could chat about on the IRB call as well.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so our final don't neglect product photography. And I said it earlier, fashion is such a visual industry. It is so important that you really put your best foot forward on social. And really what this does is when you have high quality photos, it gives your brand some credibility. And it really allows you to stand apart, especially if you have an interesting content strategy and you get really creative with your photography. So here are some tips and tricks.
Yeah, so I think it really can make or break a brand on social. So things like using consistent lighting, super important.
How's our lighting?
Using a simple backdrop, not having too much noise in the background, not neglecting the details. I think people are really, when they're doing that research and they're looking at products, they want the nitty gritty because they're not in a shop to pick it up and to inspect every detail.
Can I blow that out a little?
Yeah.
So I think exactly what we're saying is, like when you're shopping online and there are 4 or 5 different images of the product, you just keep zooming in. That's actually a really interesting concept that you can bring into social, or maybe you have a carousel on Instagram and it's an on-figure product shot, and then it zooms in more and more and shows different details of the garment. That's an excellent way to just really show the beautiful design behind your garments or your accessories all through social.
Yeah, 100%. And going back to the lighting again, it's reflections and shadows, making sure that they're not ruining your product photos. Don't be boring. I mean, you want to stand out. You want to be exciting. You want to appeal to your target market, and ensure your images are sized and optimized for the social platform. I think that's one of the more fundamental ones. And if you have any questions, you feel free to ask us, or you can just Google, what are the dimensions for Instagram. There's a lot of tools that will help you resize your images pretty quickly.
Yeah, there are a lot of tools. Cool. All right, guys, so that is our 6 do's and don'ts for marketing your fashion business on social media. If you have any questions at all about these do's and don'ts, please feel free to ask us. I'm going to provide my email address at the end, or you can ask right in here. Ask any questions. We're going to save some time for a Q&A after. So before we get into some questions, what I'd like to share with you is with Boaz and Human Bee, we've built some marketing packages. So these are specifically designed for fashion brands, understanding the pain points that you feel in today's industry, and that the fashion industry is very unique and it is complex. There's a lot that goes into the full process, from initial design to construction and wholesale marketing, everything. So we've built some packages that we feel will really address a couple of the different stages that you might be in your business cycle, from maybe you haven't even launched yet and you're just starting to build brand awareness. Maybe you've just launched and you're doing your marketing yourself and you're starting to find it a little too time consuming and you need some professional support. Or maybe you are marketing, everything's going well, but you want to take it to the next level and you want to just really, really become the best in the world at marketing shoes, or the best in the world at marketing whatever specific industry you're in. So I'm just going to give you a quick high-level overview of these 4 packages. The first one is the consultant, and this is really for a brand who has a bit more of a modest budget, is not really marketing too much at all, and needs a lot of consultative help. And you might have a little bit of time to do the marketing yourself. You don't quite have the budget to recruit someone, but we can really provide you with a lot of strategic, tactical, and analytical support to help you understand exactly what's happening and what you should be doing from a marketing perspective. The next one is the helping hand, which is where we start to really do some of your marketing for you, but it's really a partnership at that time where you're doing some marketing yourself, we're doing some for you, and this is really if you understand digital, you're just launching, again, your budget might be a little bit tighter, but you need help. You can't do it all yourself. And this is a spot that we find a lot of businesses are in. So this package is a really, really great starting point. The next one is the foundation. And that's where you can really lean on us to do all of the basics of your marketing. Anything above and beyond the basics, we can work together on a one-off basis, but really you can lean on us to manage your social, do some of your email marketing, do some product photography, create a strategy. It's a really, really good package. And the last one, the final guru, is really if you want to take your marketing to the next level, we'll be your marketing team. We'll be your extended arm of your company. And this is a really great way to streamline your costs because operational costs and full-time employees are pretty high. I think we all know that. So being able to outsource your full marketing team has been really effective for a lot of our clients, and we absolutely love it. So that's another option if you feel like you're ready for that and you're in that position. But what I'm going to say is if you'd like to know anything more about these packages or any of our other services, please book that 1 hour call or even just a quick 10-minute call, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. If I go to here, you can see that we're also going to provide you guys all with an exclusive 10% off discount. And Human B is the code. So I'm going to send you this presentation after the webinar so that you have all this information. We'd love to jump on a quick call with you and go over your business needs, how you're currently marketing yourself, how we can help you learn how to market your business better and how to sell more online. And here's my email address, rachel@markettap.com. So feel free to email me. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for being so attentive. I think now should we get into some questions?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me just look. Okay, looking at some of the questions, really, really good ones. Okay, first one is, where are you located? So we are located in Toronto, Canada, and we work with businesses all over North America. And in fact, 90% of our client base is in the States, so mostly in New York and LA. And we work primarily with fashion e-commerce companies, so fashion lifestyle e-commerce brands. Cool. All right, so next question. Oh, kind of in the same vein. Do you work internationally? So yes, we work with a ton of brands in the United States. We do also have capabilities to work outside of the States. We just like to be mindful of time zones and what's going to be most convenient for our clients, because we're on Eastern time here. So we like to just be mindful of your time. And if the time zone works and we can make it all work well, then we absolutely can work outside of the States as well. All right, Joanna. Joanna is asking about case studies. Yes, Joanna. So we went over the one case study, the tailored case study, and we have loads more on our site. So if you visit our site, markettap.com, and you go to the work tab, you can see a number of case studies that highlight different services, different client successes. And if you have any questions or want specific case studies, just feel free to reach out. All right. Drew, do you want to read the next one?
Yeah, so the next one asks about shoppable feeds for Instagram and whether they integrate with Shopify. So yes, you can integrate your product feed with Facebook from Shopify and from BigCommerce. A lot of the other platforms like WordPress, which some of our clients use, and Squarespace, which is another big one for small businesses, they don't currently integrate, but there are ways around that, and I would be happy to chat about that on a call and tell you how you can do that.
Cool, awesome. All right, and we have time for one more. So Gian, okay. So Gian is asking, actually, oh, this is a good one. So Gian has a bridal shop, and she's asking about how to create a consistent Instagram feed. And this is because she's using user-generated content. So all her brides are sending her photos and she's posting them on her Instagram, but maybe it looks a bit mismatched because the lighting's different, the photography style is different, everything's different. And there are lots of ways to get creative. Like this is a pretty fun one because it just means being a little creative. And sometimes, so some ideas off the top of my head is using filters. So if you pick a filter that you really like and you filter every image, they're going to look similar. So a great app for applying really nice filters is VSCO, VSCO. Awesome, and you can buy some amazing packages. Another option is to really create a content strategy that lends itself well to user-generated content. So maybe you don't go after just one cohesive feed that looks like it's all perfectly photographed and all the lighting is completely consistent. Maybe you go after more of a scrapbook blend of styles where it looks a little bit more user-generated, and that can be really cool if you just match colors, so match lighting styles and colors together, and then your feed kind of magically tells the story of different types of brides with different colors and different styles, and it can actually become really compelling. So those are just a couple of ideas, but happy to share lots more with you. Okay, guys, I think that is a wrap. Yeah. Anything else you want to share?
No, I think I mean we could be here for hours talking about the do's and don'ts.
We're pretty passionate. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being so attentive. You guys were so engaged. You asked lots of awesome questions. I know there are questions we didn't get a chance to answer. So what we'll do is we'll send an email around post to everyone who attended, answering some of those key questions. And again, happy to answer any other questions you have. You've got my email address now, and you can book a call through our website. So please go on and do so. We're really looking forward to chatting with you all.
You get to hear more of the Irish accent.
Yeah, you can request Drew, and then you can speak with the Irish accent. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Have an awesome day.